The sun is shining here at GENK as you look at the start-finish straight for the KZ final, 23 laps. And we will decide a new European champion for 2016 for the KZ category. There's a very relaxed Anthony Abbas. Relaxes on the grid, cart number 8. The Soddy cart, he will start from pole position, courtesy of a brilliant pre-final win earlier on today. He will need an absolute miracle to win the championship, but he may well take a victory here this afternoon at GENK in Belgium. Driving the TM-powered Soddy cart, just got a glimpse of that beautiful TM engine. To the right of your screen, Marco Ardigol, the three-time world champion, suits up. He's powered by Vortex. He's driving a Tony kart. This is his 12th year with the green team. He leads the championship coming into this final round of the series. He starts on the outside of the front row of the grid. Patrick Hayek also in contention. He is just 4 points behind Ardigol. Coming into this championship, he's on 87 points. Ardigol is on 91. And in 23 laps' time, we will decide a new European champion. There's Paolo Di Conto, vice world champion in 2015 from Treviso in northern Italy. Starts out of grid number 4 in the number 19 TM-powered CRG. Simo Puhaka out of grid number 5 from Tampere in Finland. Virtually next door neighbours with Santa Claus. He's so far up north. Almost lives in the North Pole, does Simo Puhaka, where it's quite a few degrees colder than it is here today. Fastest in the morning warm-up was Simo Puhaka. Jeremy Iglesias, the Frenchman, in contention for the championship. Realistically, the only other driver that can take the title today. He is 9 points behind Ardigol on 82 points. Jeremy starts out of grid number 6 in the 4 Soddy kart. There's Jordan Lennox-Lamb. Had a difficult run through the heats, but in the pre-final, he showed us how quick he was. He charged through from the back of the field to finish in 7th. 1 spot ahead of the 3-time World Cup champion, the Dutchman Bas Lemmers, in the number 10 Soddy kart. The reigning European champion is Flavio Camponeschi from the eternal city of Rome. He will have to take the number 1 off that kart. He won the title 12 months ago at this very circuit. He qualified second fastest on Friday evening by just 0.003 of a second to his former teammate. There is number 14, the legendary David Foray. New home for 2016. The Gold Kart team out of close enough to Verona in northern Italy. The 4-time world champion. He first won the European Championships in Formula A way back in 1994. David starts out of grid number 10. There is the reigning world champion, Jorit Pex. Of course, he won that title in spectacular fashion at Le Mans in France in September of last year. This is his home circuit. He drives the number 6 Vortex-powered CRG. That's not a combination you hear too often. Traditional rivals, Vortex and CRG. The 2014 European champion is Rick Drazen. He is from Belgium. This is his home race. He steps aboard the Ricardo kart. Starts alongside Jorit Pex. From New Zealand is kart number 22, the Flying Kiwi, Marcus Armstrong, winner of the final round of the Euro Champs in KF last year at Kristianstad in Sweden, where we will head for the World Championships in about 6 weeks' time, or not even 5 weeks' time, I should say. Andrea Dale in the number 12 CRG at a grid number 14 alongside Marcus. The race director, Mr. Nigel Edwards of England, in the centre of your screen. Just speaking to the front row of the grid. Andreas Backman from Sweden. Out of grid number 15. Alongside the reigning European champion in the KZ2 category, the Swede, his countryman in fact, Joel Johansson, in the number 3 Gold Kart. He won the European title at this circuit 12 months ago when he was driving for the Energy Course team. That was in KZ2. We count down to our final race of the afternoon. The wind picks up here at GENK in Belgium. Douglas Lundberg in the German Mach 1 chassis. Of course, he won a round of the 2014 European Championships at Kristianstad, his home circuit in Sweden. The 1 minute board goes up. Lorenzo Complesi, the reigning Asia Pacific champion. He won that title in Macau, China in December of last year, driving the number 23 TM-powered Paralin. Lines up alongside Douglas Lundberg. 2 Finns on the 10th row of the grid, in Henry Coco in the Nina Kart and Jan Kuvi in the Rosso Corsa. And on the back row of the grid, the American Gary Carlton, the reigning Las Vegas Super Nationals champion, and the Englishman Michael Chandler. There's the pack grandstand here in GENK, let alone the start-finish straight, which is pretty full here this afternoon. The sun is shining. There's the grid. Abbas and Ardigo on the front row of the grid. Ardigo leads the championship. Hayek out of grid number 3. He's second in the championship. And Iglesias out of grid 6. He's third in the series. So Ardigo is on 91 points coming into this final race. Hayek on 87 and Iglesias on 82 points. Flavio Camponeschi, the reigning European champion, out of grid number 9. The number 1 CRG. Look out for the reigning world champion Jurat Pex on his home circuit out of grid number 11. Two formation laps here this morning, as we mentioned. Gary Carlton, the American, out of grid number 21. He only made it 4 corners in the pre-final. And Jorge Pescador, the Spaniard from Valencia, in the Praga kart, has to start stone motherless last for this 23-lap final. So in just under half an hour's time, we will have a new European champion. And it will either be an Italian, a Frenchman, or a driver from the Czech Republic. It will either be Marco Ardigo, Jeremy Iglesias, or Patrick Hayek. It will either be a Cosmic, a Tony Kart, or a Sodi Kart. We're about to find out. Anthony Abbas puts heat into those Vega tyres. He's ready to go. He's not in contention for the championship, but he can take the win here this afternoon. And he can also assist the other Sodi Kart driver, that is Jeremy Iglesias, driving for the CPB Sport team. The tension is rising. We're ready for this one, the final race of the afternoon. The top gearbox class of karting in the world. Some of the best kart racing drivers on the planet about to go at it over 23 laps, 30 kilometres of this GENK Belgium circuit. There's your Apex kart number 6, just pulls to the right of your screen. The CRG. Douglas Lundberg in the number 11 Mach 1 kart. So the red flag at the start of the grid. Here comes the green flag at the back as Michael Chandler, the Englishman, pulls into position. We are ready to go. The European Championship is on the line here at GENK. We are green here in Belgium. It's a drag race off the line. The Frenchman Abbas will lead them. Down into turn number 1, the Sodi Kart. of Iglesias tries the outside, but he slots in behind his championship rival, Marco Ardigo. Abbas with a brilliant start. Leads Ardigo. Iglesias, a brilliant start also by Jordan Lennox Lamb. The Birrell Art driver into position number 6. Ardigo blocks the line. He's sandwiched by 2 French Soddy Kart drivers. As they come down through the chicane for the first of 23 times here in Belgium. Abbas up through the gearbox. Down in front of the pack grandstand, there was a move by David Foray on Rick Drazen on the opening lap of the race. Lorenzo Complesi's made a brilliant start. He also tries to take the 2014 European champion as Abbas leads them across the line for the first time. Out of the go in second, Iglesias. Patrick Hayek, he's back to 5th place, 1 ahead of Jordan Lennox Lamb. We've had a crash at the exit of turn number 1. It is claimed 1 of the Soddy Karts, 2 of the CRGs. In fact, the reigning European champion Flavio Camponeschi was involved in that. He has rejoined. Oh, he's been caught up with Europex. Europex and Flavio Camponeschi have rejoined, but they're way down the field. The other driver involved was the 3-time World Cup champion, Bas Lemmers. Lemmers is out. Camponeschi and Pex have managed to rejoin, but a long way down the field. Abbas leads from Ardigo. Iglesias, DeConto, Hayek. So we haven't lost any of the championship contenders. What a start by Jordan Lennox Lamb. Also David Foray. He's right in this as well. Nothing in the first 8. Abbas, Ardigo, Iglesias, DeConto, Hayek, Puhaka, Jordan Lennox Lamb, and David Foray. First through to 8th are covered by less than 3 seconds. You can see they're all fitting on your screen. Ardigo goes defensive. There's the virtual championship. Ardigo would still win it, but we've still got 21 and a half laps to go, and a lot is still going to happen here this afternoon. Ardigo looks over his shoulder, has to block Iglesias. There's Patrick Hayek in kart number 5. The virtual championship puts him in 2nd spot. On the road, he's in 5th. What a sandwich, what a fight, what a freight train here at GENK in Belgium. Abbas had a lead of 0.2 of a second last time round. It's out to half a second. Marco Ardigo puts a little bit of a gap between himself and his main championship challenger, the Frenchman Jeremy Iglesias. In kart number 4, then it's Paolo DeConto, the vice world champion. He's still disappointed about missing out on that title last year. He goes down the inside. He's put Iglesias back to 4th. Well, that's put a big dent in the Frenchman's chances of taking the championship. We've still got 20 laps to go. There's Patrick Hayek. Paolo DeConto does not care. He can't win the title as Simo Puhaka, the Finn, slides his CRG through. Also, Iglesias back into 6th. He's in real trouble now. There's Jordan Lennox Lamb in the Birrell Art behind the goal cart of the 4-time world champion David Foray. Iglesias in kart number 4. There's Ardigo in 2nd. The gap 0.4 of a second. So the Italian took 1/10 of a second out of the Frenchman that time round. DeConto in the CRG in 3rd. He cannot win the championship, but he can certainly win the afternoon. Hayek, kart number 5. Wait for that cosmic kart to get fired up and moving. He's in position number 6. Jorge Pescador, the Spaniard, after starting on the back of the grid, has made a miraculous start from grid number 24. He's up into 13th in the Praga kart. He's just set another fastest lap of the race. And the way he's going, he could well join this battle before too long. Lorenzo Complesi leading Rick Drazen. Inside the top 10, Complesi's made a brilliant start also. We saw the Paralin driver come from grid number 18. He's in 9th. Still, Abbas. The gap is down to 0.3 of a second. There's Paolo DeConto. Simo Puhaka is the number 9 CRG. Camponeschi, I can tell you, after that first lap incident, has a damaged kart and has pulled into the pits. So we've lost the reigning European champion, Flavio Camponeschi, and the 3-time World Cup champion, the Dutchman, Bas Lemmers. His Soddy kart is parked on the infield. Out of the goal. Very methodical. Nothing drastic from the Italian, the three-time world champion. He's taken another 10th out of a Bass that time round. De Conto, as we mentioned, does not care. To be honest, he's still absolutely dirty about losing the World Championship at Le Mans last year. He led for the first 22 or 23 laps, but it was the Dutchman Jorrit Pex who took the title as Simo Puhaka goes up the inside of Jeremy Iglesias. The Soddy Kart pilot who won the corresponding round here at GENK 12 months ago is seeing his championship disintegrate before his eyes. He's lost another position. Ardigo is looking good for the title. He currently leads it by 8 points over not Iglesias but Patrick Hayek. This is the start of lap number 7. It was 0.2 of a second last time round. Well, I don't need to tell you the time difference. He's right on his tail. Let's see if Paulo De Conto can join this battle as Jorge Pescador sets another fastest lap of the race. The Spaniard with a 51.46. He's knocking on the door of the top 10. He's in 11th behind the 2014 Euro champ, Rick Drazen, as Ardigo goes down the inside and takes the lead for the first time here this afternoon. The Italian leads the Frenchman. De Conto watches on. Ardigo in contention for the title. He leads it on the circuit, in the point score, and mathematically in the virtual championship. Paulo De Conto could take a win here this afternoon as well. He's got nothing to lose, and he's got a very fast go-kart underneath him. Textbook move from the three-time world champion. Out of the goal, late under brakes, puts his Tony Kart where Abbas cannot respond. He had no choice but to give him racing room, and Ardigo is now skipping away to a 0.2 of a second lead. De Conto, watch him to emulate his countrymen into the chicane. Not this time. Simo Puhaka from Finland in position 4. Shadowing his CRG teammate. Then we go back to Iglesias in 5th. The Frenchman has got a mountain to climb if he has to claim the 2016 European Championship. As it stands, Ardigo would win the title on 100 points to Hayek's 87. Nice move down the inside by the number 9 CRG kart of Simo Puhaka. That puts him up on the podium as he gets past his teammate Paulo De Conto. The CRG is still running 3 and 4, but the order has been reversed down through the chicane. The gap is 0.3 of a second. From Marco Ardigo back to the Soddy kart of Anthony Abbas. There is Jeremy Iglesias, kart number 4, the CPB Soddy kart driver. As we mentioned, he won here last year. He's just at the tail of the field, but Marco Ardigo is pulling away. It was 0.324 of a second last time round. It's now out to 0.5. Ardigo is walking away with this one. They will have to do something spectacular to catch the three-time world champion. The Tony Kart team driver. This is his 12th year with the green team, and he's looking good for a European Championship as Simo Puhaka goes down the inside. That puts Abbas back into 3rd. He'll be under pressure from Paulo De Conto. CRG's 2 and 4s. We take a look at the replay. The same spot that Ardigo made a move on the Frenchman 5 laps ago. Again, Abbas had no choice but to give him racing room. There's David Foray doing a nice job in the gold kart, the blue and yellow machine, kart number 14. The 4-time world champion, 3-time World Cup winner. He's also won a couple of European championships in his day. As we mentioned, David, 22 years ago in 1994, won the Formula A European Championship. 42 years of age and still as fast as ever. He's closing in on Patrick Hayek in the Cosmic Kart as Simo Puhaka just sets a fastest first sector, fastest second sector as well for the Finn. Iglesias in kart number 4. There's the virtual championship. Artigo will win it if he continues on. Patrick Hayek, what can the Czech driver do? He won at Zuera in Spain, but he's not even on the podium. He's back in position number 6 behind Jeremy Iglesias. So the 3 championship contenders, Artigo, Iglesias and Hayek, are running 1st, 5th and 6th. It's a Tony Kart advantage here at GENK. The Sodi Karts, Abbas and Iglesias, number 8 and number 4, running 4th and 5th. As we pass half race distance here at GENK in Belgium, the final round of the European Championships for 2016. Lorenzo Complaci, he's driven superbly. He's now up into position number 8. He's dragging Jorge Pescador along for the ride. The Spaniard is in 10th from grid number 23. One behind Jordan Lennox Lamb. The Sodi Karts trade positions. That will cost them both badly time. Iglesias moves up though. Probably a sporting move though, to be fair, from Abbas. He knows he's not in contention for the championship. Iglesias, the other Sodi Kart driver, is. And look who's right behind him. Abbas shuts the door, allowing Iglesias to skip away just a little bit. They're starting to back each other up. Foray in the goal cut. He watches on. Watch for the veteran to make a move down the inside. He goes on the inside of Patrick Hayek. Nicely done by the 4-time world champion. Yes, David Foray, he's still got it. He looks over his shoulder. That puts him up into position number 6. Hayek, he's under pressure now from Lorenzo Complaci. Complaci on the inside of the Czech driver. Can't make the move. Artigo, meanwhile, he does have a challenger. That is Simo Puhaka. He's just hit the fastest lap of the race. 51.351. Well, we mentioned earlier on in our broadcast that he was fastest in this morning's warm-up. We didn't think too much of it, but did remember it as you got a glimpse of the American Gary Carlton, who's also stormed through from the back of the grid to be in position number 12. So Simo Puhaka and the CRG team obviously have the speed in their equipment here today. They've made a change up overnight, and the driver from Tampere in Finland is up and flying. He's got the gap down to 0.4 of a second, although Artigo just responds. Pulls another 10th back out. Artigo could still finish second and claim the championship, even if the Finn, Puhaka, does get past. The CRGs are running 2 and 3. The Sodi Karts are running 4 and 5. And then Foray in the gold kart in position number 6. How about Lorenzo Complaci, the Italian, the reigning Asia Pacific champion, having won that title in Macau, China, December of last year. He's up into position 7 from grid number 18 in the Paralin kart. Jorge Pescador from Valencia in Spain is right behind him. So we go back to the leaders. There is Simo Puhaka. 4th, 5th, 6th gear, 142 kilometers an hour here at the very technical GENK circuit in Belgium. The traditional championship decider. Puhaka, very aggressive yet very smooth driver. Artigo has a big long look over his shoulder. Look how close the Finn driver is getting now. Well, let's see if Artigo concedes the position. It's very unlike him. He knows there's bigger things on offer here today. He's probably just checking exactly who was behind him and where indeed his main championship rivals, Iglesias and Hayek, were on the circuit. The gap was out to 0.5 of a second. It's down to 0.3. Let's check it across the line this time. It's down to 0.2. There is no doubt. Simo Puhaka in the CRG is catching the 3-time world champion. Powered by TM. Artigo, of course, is powered by Vortex. There's DeConto still doing a good job in position number 3. The Tony Kart leading their traditional rivals, CRG. The two factories located only a stone's throw from each other. At Lake Garda in northern Italy. Ardigo gets a good run out of that corner. Look at the Weber rubber line going down here at the circuit in Genk, Belgium. Well, just 4 laps to go, separating Marco Ardigo from another European championship. From memory, I think the last time he took the championship was in 2007, possibly 2008. I'll stand corrected on that. He won't mind, though, as long as he can take the checkered flag in first place this afternoon. Again, he has a look behind him. Puhaka is right there, slides a little bit wide. He went in too deep, and that's cost him. You can see he lost about 3 or 4 kart lengths. Let's see if the CRG driver can recover. Pulls another gear, closes up under brakes. Though he did miss the apex going into the chicane half a lap ago. Ardigo on track for the victory here this afternoon. Third place will drag DeConto up into 4th. Good form heading into the KZ World Championships. September 4 at Kristianstad in Sweden. Ardigo just clips the ripple strip. Rarely ever makes a mistake. The gap remains at 0.3 of a second with 3.5 laps remaining. Down through the chicane towards the old part of the original Genk circuit. .386 of a second between Ardigo and Puhaka. DeConto still in at 3rd. The sun is shining here at Genk in Belgium. The forecast rain has not materialised. Although here in Belgium with 3 laps to go, we still may get a thunderstorm. Such are the weather conditions here in Northern Europe. Unlikely though. Ardigo though, surely is on his way to victory. The gap is now out to 0.41 of a second. DeConto in 3rd. Jeremy Iglesias off the podium and out of the championship. He is 4th from Abbas. Pescador now up into 6th, having got past David Foray. Complacy, Hayek. Well, that's pretty much the end of the championship for the Czech driver. He's down in 9th, ahead of Jordan Lennox Lamb, Rek Teresen, Gary Carlton, Andreas Bachmann, the Kiwi Marcus Armstrong, and the Swede Douglas Lundberg rounds out the top 15. Two laps to go. The gap remains virtually identical. 0.387 of a second from the 3-time world champion, Marco Ardigo, to Simo Puhaka from Finland. Let's see if Ardigo looks behind. Indeed, he does. This time, Puhaka closes right up. Well, it might not be over yet. Puhaka very good under brakes, but he does lose something on the exit. Ardigo responds with a faster second sector of that lap. He rounds the final turn for the penultimate time. Comes across the line to take the last lap board. This time he has a good hard look behind. He just set a 51.389, which included 2 fastest sectors of the race. The gap is out to 0.4 of a second. His championship rivals are in 4th and 9th. That is Iglesias and Hayek. Ardigo is just half a lap away from victory, not only this afternoon, but the 2016 European Championship. Down through the chicane for the final time. Puhaka in the CRG cannot respond. He's not close enough. DeConto maintains 3rd in front of the grandstand for the last time. Marco Ardigo, the 3-time world champion, writes his name into history one more time. He rounds the final corner and takes the checkered flag. He wins here in Belgium, and he's absolutely delighted. He is the 2016 European champion. Simo Puhaka crosses the line in 2nd, and Paolo DeConto, the bottom step of the podium, for 3rd place. for CRG. Great sportsmanship between Iglesias and Ardigol. He's absolutely ecstatic. Congratulated by one of his greatest rivals, David Foray. Lorenzo Complaci also congratulates him. He also deserves some credit himself. Lorenzo Complaci coming from way back on the grid to finish 7th. One behind Jorge Pescador, who finished 6th from the back of the grid. There's Joret Pex, number 6, congratulating him, as does Gary Carlton. And Henry Coco, the number 94, finish driver as well. Do you think he's happy or what? Marco Ardigo for Tony Kart Racing Team has won not only this afternoon, but he's won the European Championships. Visor open temporarily. He's still punching the air. Absolutely thrilled. He makes his way back into Parc Fermé. A lot of fans here at GENK in Belgium. He has just written his name into history one more time. The 3-time world champion has added the European crown to his resume. Let's take a look at the highlights of the race. A big crash further back. That was actually Marcus Armstrong, I think. From there, he didn't have a good race, did the Kiwi. Of course, we lost a couple of karts early on. The reigning Euro champ, Flavio Camponeschi. Anthony Abbas led off the line early, but Marco Ardigo got through, and from there was never headed. The CRGs gave it everything. Simo Puhaka and Paolo De Conto finishing on the podium. Iglesias 4th at the end. Patrick Hayek in the Cosmic Kart would come home to finish 9th, but 2nd in the championship. Under clear blue skies, the legendary 3-time world champion Marco Ardigo has claimed the European title for 2016. He's also won the race this afternoon, ahead of Simo Puhaka and Paolo De Conto in the other CRG. Congratulations also to Jeremy Iglesias, 4th on the track, 3rd in the championship, ahead of Anthony Abbas, Jorge Pescador from the back of the grid to 6th. Also credit to Lorenzo Complaci, coming home in 7th, head of Forte. Patrick Hayek, 9th on the road, but vice-European champion Jordan Lennox-Lamb, the Englishman, rounds out the top 10. What a fantastic season it has been. From northern France to northern Spain to northern Italy and southern Portugal. Here we are at Belgium, and you've just seen the conclusion to another brilliant CIK FIA European Kart Racing Championship. We've got one more formality to go, and that will be the podium presentations here at GENK in Belgium. 2 Italians will be joined by a Finn, and I think the Italian that stands on the top step of the podium, well, you won't be able to get the smile off his face. There is the podium. We await the drivers. Stay with us on CIKFIA.tv. The podium presentation for the new European champion from GENK in Belgium coming your way in just a few moments. here at GENK in Belgium. We await the drivers to come over as we present the European Championships, the final podium for 2016. Can see the Tony Kart Racing team over here about to present their drivers. Their driver, I should say, Marco Ardigo. He's got his fan club here. So two Italians will share the podium with the Finn Simo Puhaka in just a few moments. The two CRG drivers making their way over to the podium. And also we await the arrival of not only the race winner, but the European champion for 2016. Yes, it is Marco. He's done it again. Applause for the two CRG drivers. We're just about to get underway with our podium presentation. Fantastic scenes here at GENK in Belgium. The green team here to congratulate their boy Marco Ardigo. The three-time world champion has claimed another European title to add to his super impressive resume. He writes his name into history as one of the greatest kart racing drivers of a generation. So the drivers about to make their way onto the podium. Fantastic final, a nail biter. The vice world champion. Let's call to the bottom step of the podium. Third place here today representing CRG, Paolo De Conto. We should have realized when he was fastest in the morning warm-up this morning that he was going to be quick in the final. From Finland for CRG, it is Simo Puhaka. One of the greatest kart racing drivers of a generation. He's dominated the afternoon. He is the new 2016 European champion, Marco Ardigo. And representing the winning Tony Kart Racing team, again, Alberto Villino. As we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. So there is the podium for the KZ World Championship class. Third place, Paolo De Conto. Second place, Simo Puhaka. And the new European champion, Marco Ardigo. With great pleasure, we call on Mr. Koen Lemmens, the circuit owner here at Karting GENK, to present the third place trophy to Paolo De Conto. representing the CIK FIA, Mr. K. Oberreiter, to present the second place trophy to Simo Puhaka. And the Vice President of the CIK FIA, Mr. Kees van der Grint, to present the trophy to today's race winner and the new European champion, Marco Ardigo. And the circuit owner, Mr. Paul Lemons, to present the winning team's trophy to Alberto Villino, representing the Tony Kart Racing team. As the girls present the flowers, what a tremendous sight this is here at GENK in Belgium. 2 Italians and 1 Finnish driver, Paolo De Conto. First of all, a great drive today. Congratulations on the podium.
Yeah, thank you very much to everybody. It was a long race, so I'm happy. The first really race with everybody, with the TM engine. So I'm very happy for the podium. So now we work hard for a World Cup.
Congratulations, Paolo De Conto for CRG. Speaking of CRG, Simo Puhaka, you were fastest in the morning warm-up. We should have known then that you were going to be quick this afternoon. Congratulations, second place.
Thanks. I have to say big thanks for CRG and TM. Then we make a great job to have this last race end in the podium. So yeah, happy and not happy because we didn't win. So.
Congratulations, Simo, second place. Marco Ardigo, congratulations. You've written your name into history. You are the European champion. It looked easy, but I'm sure it was a very difficult race, particularly Anthony leading off the start.
Yeah, sure. In the beginning of the race is always difficult, especially in this case for me, because I fight for a European. But in the end, everything is going in a good way. So I'm not realizing this moment, but I see my guys and everybody, and I'm really happy, sure.
Bravissimo, Marco. You are the new European champion. There is our podium. Third place, Paolo De Conto. Second, Simo Puhaka, the winner today and the winner of the European Championships. That concludes the activity here at GENK in Belgium. From here, we head to Kristianstad, Sweden, September 4 for the CIK FIA World Championships. On behalf of all the team, WSK Promotion and CIK, we'll see you in Sweden in 5 weeks' time.